Good morning, Matt Dela Cruz here with the Winning Minds Group, John Maxwell team. Welcome to Mondays with Matt. And just a quick, brief message just to start off your day and week so you have something that's extraordinary this week. I'm going to talk to you today about your purpose, your why. I know I mentioned your why maybe in a couple videos ago, but today I want to talk about your purpose. I want to go a little bit deeper. Because every single day you have to have purpose. So ask yourself the question, what is your purpose in life? What is your purpose today? What's your purpose for the week? Is it just to make a living? Is it to reach out and help other people, to touch other people? I mean, what is your purpose in life? So you should think about that this week, maybe today, and just start pondering about your purpose and what do you stand for? What do other people see what you stand for? I do know this. Any man or woman that is on a mission that has purpose, get out of their way, because I'll tell you, they will achieve not only success, but they'll achieve significance. My definition of purpose that I live and I thrive for every single day is to add value to others wherever I am, every day of my life, and to build a life that matters. That's my purpose in life. That's why I get up every single morning. It's why I can get through the week and the day. You know, some people probably think about, is he always up? Is he always positive? You know, hey, I have my ups and downs just like everybody else. But, yeah, I control my thoughts because it controls my feelings and my actions, which thus it controls the results. So when you know that you have control 100% of how you think, how you feel, what you see, obviously you're going to create the positive actions versus the negatives. Not 100% of the time, and I'll be the first one to tell you, you know, sometimes we go through those changes and those challenges. But I want to read something to you because, and this is really going to tie in to understanding your purpose. And it was one of my daily takeaways. Actually, I got it yesterday, and I wrote it down in my journal. So let me read this to you. And it's a quote by Rick Warren. If you're not familiar with Rick Warren, get his book. It's called The Purpose-Driven Life. But here's what he says. He says, humans were made to have meaning. Without purpose, life is meaningless. A meaningless life is a life without hope or significance. By Rick Warren. So think about it. A meaningless life is a life without hope or significance. I remember one of the takeaways I took, and I wrote it down in my journal. It was a few weeks back, but I memorized it, is there's power in the present when there's hope in the future. And I think that we all need that hope. Call it faith, call it whatever you want, but we have to have that hope. So I'm asking you today, as you ponder on this message today on Monday morning or whenever you're watching this, I want you to think out there and say, okay, what is my purpose? What's my hope? You know, why am I here? But if you start living with purpose, other people will know you have meaning and purpose as well. And I promise you, you will not only impact the lives of many, but you're also going to impact your own personal life. So now you go out there and just live with purpose. Until then, you make it a great week, and I'll talk to you next week. Good morning, Matt Dela Cruz here with the Winning Minds Group, John Maxwell team. Welcome to Mondays with Matt. Have you ever had a good day one day and the next 2-3 days were just absolutely devastating and you don't know what the heck happened? Or how about the month, right? Good month, bad month, good month, bad month. If you're in sales, you know what I'm talking about because we experience that all the time. We know how to fix that. Just keep your pipeline filled up. But I want to talk about life because walking through the valleys, life is not all about just the peaks. It's not just about the peaks. We're going to have the peaks, the valleys, the peaks and the valleys. And I want to share a lesson with you today. And this is kind of what I want to share with you today as we start this week on this beautiful Monday morning. I was actually in church and my pastor, Pastor Jamie Chose, he was talking about Psalm 23. And we studied that for a whole week and we were supposed to memorize all the lines in Psalm 23. Anyway, when he got to one of the paragraphs when it says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. And this was the lesson. And I took some good notes on it. And I thought, man, this is a great teaching lesson because we all go through the valley. Show me a person who's never been in a valley and I'll show you a person who's never tried. How about that? But let me kind of read this to you because these are just in my notes. You know, walking through the valleys, life is not just about the peaks. We all go through the peaks and the valleys through life. So do not be discouraged. That's the message. Do not be discouraged there are reasons why we all go through them. And we do not just stay in the valley unless we choose to stay. People who choose to stay in the valley are the ones who play the victim. And I'm sure it's nobody here watching this video. You don't play the victim. I hope you don't. But we will walk through. Now, here's the message. In the message, it doesn't say that we run through the valley, we sprint through the valley, we crawl through the valley. It says we walk through the valley. And there are 5 reasons why we walk through the valley or why we go through the valleys. Number 1 is they're inevitable. Keep in mind, we're all going to go through a valley. If everything at your peak right now, just anticipate, hey, that valley's coming, right? That's just life. It's part of learning. But it's inevitable. We're all going to go through the valleys. The second lesson is that valleys are unpredictable. Again, you just don't know when you're going to go through. You don't have no idea what's around the corner today, let alone next week or next month. We can be in the peaks and then we can be in the valleys. It's unpredictable. The third one is they're impartial. It doesn't care who you are, who you think you are, what color you are, what race you are, what your beliefs are. It doesn't matter. It's impartial. Everybody goes through the valley. And the fourth thing is the valleys are temporary. That's the exciting news. So get excited about that. The valleys are just temporary. In other words, you're not going to be in there that long. Walk through, reflect, learn. What can you get? What's the meaning behind this valley? How does it make me stronger? How does it make me become that person I was meant to become? And then, of course, number 5 is valleys are purposeful. There's a purpose of why we're going through the valley. I look at the valleys, number 1, it's a short term. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to walk through it. I'm going to gather. I'm going to celebrate in the valley because I know behind that, once I get through that valley, the celebration starts because then it's on its way back up to the peak. So just remember that. They're inevitable. They're unpredictable. They're impartial. They're temporary. And they're purposeful. So again, life is positive. Life is negative. Not to think so would be naive. So just keep that in mind the next time you're in a valley and say, okay, I'm going to remember that. I know it's temporary. I know it's impartial. But I know it's purposeful. And I'm going to walk through the valley because when I get outside the valley, I'm going to be that much better of a person because you'll be stronger then. Until next week, you make it a great week. And I'll see you next week on Mondays with Matt. Thank you very much.